right, so we're doing a fraction addition problem. We need common denominators. We have listed the first like 5 or 6 for each, and we haven't found common denominators. So the trick that we can do is just use the other denominator for your multiplier. So if we do 7, oh, if we went one more multiple, 24, 28 was going to be the next one. That was going to match. Either way, that strategy will work if you can't find a common multiple in your lists. The strategy of using the other denominator, if there's only 2 fractions, that strategy will always work. So we're going to rewrite our fractions. The value hasn't changed, but the numbers have. 7, 14, 21, 28. 7, 14, 21. 7, 14, 21, 28. Yeah, we want, that makes sense because we wanted our denominators the same. Guys, like I tell you, I count up in my multiples. Like, I don't just know the multiplication facts. I know you memorize them at some point in your life, but then it's all about learning how to do it. So now, do we have good guys, bad guys, or a matching team?
A matching team.
Yeah, we have both bad guys. So really, we could put this first number in parentheses if we want. So since we have a matching team, they're gonna get along. We always carry the denominator over first, and you can either come over with your answer or drop down. This is the only time that I really am fine with you guys working across with your math because it's fraction work. And then we combine the numerators. Negative 21, negative 12 gives us a bigger negative. 21 and 12 is 30.
Negative 33.
Yeah, negative 33. There we go. Or we could write it out here. I don't know why I wrote the 33 so small. I'm going to do one more just for fun, just because I have my little thing, my presentation up. So this one doesn't have matching decimal places, and that's where I think some kids are getting a little tripped up on it, because when you go to do the comparison, we have to make matching decimal places happen. So if you guys need to leave to go take a break before Create a Start, you totally can. But this problem is one like you're going to encounter in this week's homework. So if you want to hang out, it might benefit you. Now conveniently, we only have one number to fill in, the p, but we got a lot of negatives going on here. So before I even substitute the value of 9.7 in for p, I'm going to do whatever simplification that we can. So I see minus a negative right here. Excuse me, I see one negative out there. And I'm going to go ahead and write in blue just because it shows up a little bit better on the camera. I think that's part of the reason we're having the focus issues. So negative 3.28 minus the negative 4.4 really becomes plus 4.4 plus negative p. Now I could have gone ahead and substituted, but I like to take my time. So now we're going to grab this value and sub it in, but only in place of the p, which is actually going to make the 9.7 become negative. So the negative carried down and the 9.7 came in. I'm no longer color coding so intensely, but if we wanted to give a little color coding, that 9.7 came from here. Now we've got bad guy, good guy, bad guy. So my bad guys are going to team up, and this is called the commutative property that lets us change the order of the problem to make things a bit easier. So negative 3.28 plus a negative 9.7 plus the positive 4.4. We're going to go ahead and put the good guy out at the end. Now to team these up, we can just say, okay, they're going to team up and become a bigger negative, but what they become, I have to add them, right? Because they're teaming up, they're joining forces. This is where we talk about the decimal places not matching. I need to put a 0 at the end of my 9.7 so we have matching decimal places. Now we're adding them because we're teaming up. All right, so 0 plus 8 is 8. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12, right? Yeah, I think. Negative 12.98. Oh no, I'm thinking the bad guys might win here. Yeah, the bad guy's stronger. So, you don't really have to raise your Zoom hand here. You can just kind of jump in and ask the question. Did I make a mistake?
Why did you move the negative 9.7 and 4.4? Why'd you switch them around?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So we could pair up, or not pair up, but we could battle the negative 3.28 and the 4.4 and just do the addition left to right. But what I think is easier in my head is I have a negative number, a positive number, and a negative number. So really these two guys are on the same team, and the 4.4 is on the other team. So if we were like meeting up, like imagine a movie scene. The bad guys are probably going to get with the other bad guys, and the good guys will get with the good guys, or kind of separate themselves, and then the battle happens. So there's a property called the commutative property. And to commute means to move. So it says with addition, right, we're working with addition or multiplication, we're allowed to change the order. So all we actually did was just move the plus 9.7 over to here, and the plus 4.4, we just moved out to the end. It doesn't actually change anything. Just in my opinion, it makes the work easier to do. Does that make a little sense? Give me a nod or something. Make a little bit of sense? I was worried I kind of lost your focus there. So now we got to figure out who wins. Well, the bad guy here is stronger. So he's going to win, and we have to say by how much. When we answer that by how much question, we're taking the stronger minus the weaker. Now, again, I don't have matching decimal places, so I need to put a 0 out here. And I could put a 0 here, but we don't really need it. Right, so now we're going to do the subtraction. 8 minus 0 is 8, to make sure that you're not trying to subtract the 4 from it, because we got to line these decimals up. 9 minus 4 is 5. 2 minus, wait a minute. This is where we would have to borrow, quote unquote, or we can just think we've already subtracted the partial pieces. Now we're just subtracting the whole, so we're really subtracting 4 from 12. Okay, well that's 8. Whether I think about a borrowing strategy or just say 4 from 12, it's 8. So 8.58 is our answer, but since we said the bad guy is the one that's winning, our answer is negative 8.58. So our bad guys win by a strength of 8.58. And with that, we should let you guys take a break before creative start. So